Okay, one last video and then I'll head down. So this is another remote viewing experience that I had, which is pretty awesome. It's like one of the ones that stands out to me the most. I don't know, but I've always had this fascination with Egypt, and like usually when I remote view, I don't really like direct where I'm going or what I'm seeing. I kind of just like let my higher self or my own like consciousness or like higher dimensional beings take me on a ride, so to speak. But this time I was like, I really want to look at the pyramids because I know there's something like, I believe that there's like lost like times in like human history. Like you guys might have heard of like Graham Hancock or whatever, but there's like a lot of scientists or yeah, like scientists that study and research kind of like this theory, this newer theory that there are lost periods of human history. And my personal belief is that the remnants of like Atlantis moved to Egypt and like went through the Straits of Gibraltar and then across the Mediterranean and then landed in Egypt and started like rebuilding there. But anyway, I wanted to remote view the pyramids, and I did, and I saw the pyramids, and then I went over the top of one, so it looked like an X almost, like I was looking down, and then I went through the top of the Great Pyramid, and it was like this huge like vortex like gateway sort of thing, but I was kind of like going through it and remote viewing it from the outside too. Like they were showing me like how big and like expansive this stuff was. And I've heard from like insiders and stuff that I know that have said that like there's a huge city down there, and it looked like the pyramids were like the crown or like the top of this this like big cylinder almost. And I don't know if it was like part of the city, or I mean it probably is, but it's probably like a multi-dimensional city or something like that. But the cylinder was huge. Like the pyramid looked tiny compared to how big this cylinder was. And I went down all the way to the bottom of the cylinder. I mean, I think it was the bottom. It might have not been. But then when I got to the bottom, I saw this tunnel, and there's like this door. And then this guy opened this door, and he looked like some sort of dwarf or some, like bearded figure. I didn't like really have any frame of reference, so I don't really know how big he was. But the feeling I get when I ask my intuition like now is like he was some sort of like dwarf creature, and he opened the door for me, and I was like super excited, so I just like burst through the door, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, man," you know. And then I get to go through, and it felt like I traveled, I don't know, like a couple hundred miles or so, and it felt like I was going underneath the Sahara Desert, but like really far under, you know. And I get to this opening, and it's like this underground city, and there's like this blue light coming through the ceiling, like it was almost daylight, but it was underground, so I don't really know how that works. But it was like this oval shaped room like that, and there's like waterfalls coming through, and there's like houses on this sorry, I was just like getting excited talking about this, but it's so like I get to it, and I see it's like this oval room, but it's kind of like a cliff drop off, and like the houses that I see are like on this oval, but they're on the side of a cliff with like waterfalls going through each of them, like down into like a lower cavern that I can't see. But yeah, it was super, super cool. There's like, I could see in the houses, there's like these really cool like lantern things that were like illuminating. I don't know if you've read the book Aragon. I love that, like Dragon Rider stuff, but yeah, if you've read that, it kind of talks about like dwarf cities, and it was like very similar, and like the lanterns and stuff, except I was seeing like a blue light, and I think in Aragon it's like orange or something like that. But yeah, it was super cool. There's definitely a lot of stuff underneath the Sahara and like underneath Egypt and stuff. So I'm excited to find out more, and I'll hopefully let you guys know soon about it. Give me a like. All right, peace guys.